Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at Charlie Thorne and the Lost City, Part 1, Chapter 2 and 3. So, this chapter starts off with Director Carter. And Director Carter is in a bad mood. Why is she in a bad mood? Because it's freezing outside. There's a blizzard, there's a storm of snow, and she's walking through the park trying to find this letter or information left to her by one of her agents. And as she's walking to this letter, this is usually she would send someone else out to get it, one of her other agents to get it. But this is kind of special because in the last book, we found out about Pandora, which is this equation that Einstein wrote that unlocks the power of atoms. And it can solve the energy crises in the world, or it could be used to create bombs. So it's very dangerous, but could be very useful. The person that found this equation and solved it was Charlie Thorne. And they thought Charlie Thorne died, but she didn't. And so the agent that's looking for Charlie Thorne, Dante, is now he doesn't trust any part of the CIA, only Director Carter. And so he's communicating to Director Carter through these dead drops, or leaving these mail messages in random locations. And so because no one knows what Dante's doing, and everyone else thinks Pandora has been lost, Director Carter's the only one that can go out and get this mail. Dante Garcia is also Charlie's half-brother, and he's out on his own. Only Milana Moon, another agent, knows about him, and Agent Carter. So he's kind of on the secret mission trying to find Charlie Thorne. And he does. Well, we don't know. But finally, Director Carter gets down and goes down this trail and down this stream, and there's this dead tree, and under the tree there's a hole with an envelope wrapped in plastic. She opens it. I found it. It, we can guess, means Charlie, but Dante found Charlie Thorne, and Agent Carter suddenly, feels happy, even though she's out in the freezing cold. The next chapter, Chapter 3, starts off with Charlie talking with Esmeralda, and Charlie really wants to hear what's going on. She doesn't have a lot of time, and so she's like, hey, I'm going to take a shower, wash off all the salt water and everything. Tell me about what's going on. And so we think of like a shower, but this is more like a bloop, bloop, bloop. A little stream of water that she's kind of grabbing and rubbing around. And so Charlie's multitasking. She's washing, cleaning her body, and listening to Esmeralda and asking questions. And Esmeralda starts to tell her about we found this etching in this tortoise that was like 200 years old, and the etching was on the front of the tortoise, or the bottom if you want. And when the tortoise died, they decided to do an autopsy. That means open it, cut it up, see how it died, or see what things are inside of it. And when they were doing this, they found on the bottom these etchings from Darwin. So Charlie Thorne gets out of the shower. She dries off, but it's very humid, so it doesn't even feel like she's that dry. But she starts looking at these photos that Esmeralda has and sees the engraving. They talk a lot about tortoises and how they live and all sorts of different things. But then Charlie sees the riddle that Darwin wrote. And I can't remember the encoded part, but it's something like the treasure of humanity, the greatest treasure of humanity. Now, most people, when they think of treasure, they're probably thinking gold or diamonds or gems. but we read the prologue, so we know that this some abomination, some terrible thing that Fitzroy, I can't remember his name, Robert something, got rid of, destroyed, threw overboard. We don't know what, but there's something there, and it's gone now. But Darwin had some code, and that's the treasure, right? Some kind of knowledge treasure. But for the most part, people are probably thinking it's gold and things like that. Now, Charlie notices outside, there's some men asking about her, and they look like natives. You know, they're wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Maybe they look like surfers. But Charlie knows everyone in this town, and she knows that they're strangers. And she's a little suspicious because they have a photo of Charlie, and they're asking around, and then people are like, oh yeah, that's Charlie's house way over there. Or her name's not Charlie, right? What's her name? I can't remember. Isabella, maybe? Something like that? Well, anyways, so they're looking for Charlie. Charlie knows that. That's not good. No one should be looking for Charlie. And so Charlie says, hey, Esmeralda, let's get out of here. I need to go look at this tortoise for real to see if there's anything I miss. I think I can solve it, but we got to go. And she's like, oh, okay, well, let me pack up. And how long is it going to take you to get ready? And Charlie picks up a backpack. I'm ready to go right now. Well, let's go. Yeah, let's go on your plane. And Charlie goes out the window. Wait, why'd you go out the window? It's faster. Come on, let's go. Esmeralda cleans up her laptop, puts it in her bag, and follows Charlie out the window as these other guys are like closing in on Charlie's house. And as they're walking, as Esmeralda says, oh, the plane is just a few minutes away. It's only about a 10-minute flight to the island, Santa Cruz. But Charlie doesn't actually need to go to the island. She's already solved the riddle in her mind, and she's just looking to get away because she thinks she's in danger, I guess. That leaves us to vocabulary. Now, there were a few words here, not as many as last time. The first one is plummeted, which means dropped suddenly. So the temperature plummeted. Maybe it was 50 degrees, and then, woo! Now it's 20 degrees. Paramount, very important, critical. I'm not sure how to pronounce this word. Podiatrist, and that's like a foot doctor. And this, I had to look this one up. This one was a pretty tough one for me, even pronouncing it. So innocuous means no harm, and so we use this word a lot with vaccines. Inoculate, make it so viruses can't hurt you. But in this case, I can't remember. Maybe Agent or Director Carter used this word, but I can't remember how she used it. But it means harmless. Another word here is clambered, and this is Director Carter climbing down near to this river. And clambered is like climb, but it has a rougher, noisier feeling as she's climbing down and maybe sliding down this area. Procure is to acquire, to get, to have. Briny is kind of salty. So if you imagine coming out of the ocean, your skin just feels a little funny because there's salt actually drying all over your skin. And that just kind of feels maybe a little itchy or dry. Ramifications, those are the effects of something that took place. So, for example, brushing your teeth. The ramifications of not brushing your teeth are getting cavities or having them turn yellow, something like that. Unkempt is not clean and tidy. So Esmeralda always looks very clean, very tidy, very proper. But in this photo with her and her colleagues, Her colleagues are, maybe their hair is messy, maybe they have like some dirt smudges on their face, or I don't know, blood on their clothes from the tortoise. And so they don't look very clean or professional. They're unkempt. And the last word here, eccentricities, is like oddities, strangeness. If you think about like really rich people, yeah, they're really rich, they're cool, but they usually have something a little weird about them. Why is that person always walking around with a tiger? Okay, that's a little weird. Eccentricities. That leads us to our discussion question here is, would you follow Charlie out the window? Charlie just jumps out this window and is like, let's go, it's the faster way to the airplane. What would you do in that situation? And of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.